Okay, welcome everyone. So let's start for this video of part B of the June 2023 MTP series 1. Okay, series 2 I'll release shortly the videos. Before we start, some rules as usual. For exam, a lot of practice is required. ICI has given you a lot of sources, module, mock test papers, all the mock test papers of past. There are some past papers which are available on some websites, right? There are model test papers, some CPT times, which can also be useful for those who want to study more. There are some extra additional books that you can get outside of ICI's material. There are test series that you can join. There are a lot of test series in the market which give a close test to exam. You can join those. I also run my own Telegram channel where I post daily MCQs, which are a bit different or difficult. But understand, when you solve a lot of MCQs, 1,000, 2,000 before exam, then exam does not feel any different. Okay, it feels very easy. You just go through each question. You have, obviously each question is going to be different, but you have a method of arriving at the logic which is developed only if you solve a lot of MCQs. Okay, because maths is a purely MCQ subject for us. Fine. So yes, some rules before we start. As usual, the lecture will be in complete simple English so that language should not be a barrier for anyone. Then second is this. In this, I am going to explain the solutions. But for that, you need to solve this by yourself first, and then only come to the video. Otherwise, it is of no use. Maths section I have already uploaded. This is stat section. Next is in this video we are going to focus only on tips and tricks, not much on concepts. Okay, for concepts I have already uploaded revision batches as well as full batches on the channel. But in this video we are going to focus only on shortcuts, tips, tricks on how to solve each question in 1 minute, because in exam that is very important. And if you are able to solve all 100 questions in the given time, 2 hours, and your accuracy is high, then it is easy to get 80 plus marks in maths. Maths is not as difficult a subject as students think it is, because if you apply right strategy, which questions to solve, which questions to skip, what answer to take, how to go by options, how to put numbers and solve, then it becomes easy. But for that a lot of practice is obviously required, right? Fine, so let's start. If you have any doubts, you can let me know anytime. Okay, even regarding preparations or anything, the Telegram channel and group link is there in the description anyway. Let's start. Get ready with your calculators wherever required. The most accurate mode of data presentation is, okay. Now diagrammatic is obviously not correct, because see, in diagram we have to give some approximate values whenever we draw graphs or charts. Now tabulation and textual presentation both can give accurate values, because textual is just nothing but writing in paragraph form. Obviously that can give you accurate data, but tabulation has one added advantage, because in tabulation you can present the data in the way you want, in the way that you want the person reading it to focus on. So whatever you want that person to focus on, you can present the table like this. So tabulation gives accuracy and simplicity both. Tabulation would be a preferable answer, which is the left part of the table providing description of rows. So table is like this. Let's say particulars, year 1, year 2, year 3. Then let's say you have raw material cost, labor cost, and some other costs, and so on. Total cost. So a two-dimensional table is like this, rows and columns. These are row headings. Okay, they define what will be there in the row. Row heading is called as stub, option C. This is a pure theory question, nothing to explain. I have already uploaded revision batches for this first two chapters, basics and central tendency dispersion. You can go through that. That will be, everything will get revised in a single session of 1 or 2 hours, so that it will be useful for exam. The mean of 100 observations is 50. If one of the observations which was 50 is replaced by 40, then resulting mean will be. Mean of 100 observations is 50. That means x bar is 50. X bar is what? Summation x upon n. N is 100. Fine. That means sum of all observations, summation x is what? 5000. One of the observations was 50. It is now replaced by 40. That means it reduced by 10. So now it will become 4990. Number of observations, n is still 100, right? So new mean will be what? 49.9, option B. Ogives, or less than or greater than cumulative frequency curves. For more than type and less than type distributions intersect at median is the correct answer, because if you want to find median diagrammatically, then draw the cumulative frequency curves less than type and greater than type. Their intersection will be the median. So ogives are useful for all the partition values, quartiles, percentiles, deciles, and median. If mean x bar is 10 and mode, let's say they are saying z is 7, then find out value of median. So it seems like they want us to use the empirical relationship. But empirical relationship is useful only for a moderately skewed distribution. And that does not give us accurate answer. Okay, obviously that will not be accurate. That is just an approximation. But fine, they have said it, so that is the only one way to find the value of median. So the empirical formula is something that you'll have to remember, right? Okay, so mean minus mode 10 minus 7 is equal to 3 into mean minus median. That is the formula of empirical relationship between mean, median, mode. You'll have to remember this because it is easy to get confused on which side 3 is on. So 10 minus 7 is 3. 3 we can cancel. So 1 is equal to 10 minus median. So median will be 9, 10 minus 1. So 65A is the correct answer. Next 66. If the coefficient of variation CV and standard deviation are 60 and 12 respectively. Standard coefficient of variation is what? Standard deviation upon mean into 100. Then what is mean? Okay, so there is just a missing figure question. So what will we mean? 12 by 60 into 100, that is 20. Option C is the correct answer for question number what? 66. Next 67. Dash is based on all observations and dash is based on central 50% of observations. Now central 50% of observations we already know, that is quartile deviation, right? Because quartile deviation gives you something like this. Q1, Q2, Q3, this is median. So quartile deviation is just central 50% of observations. 25%, 25% is left out. So quartile deviation is the answer to this part. And dash is based on all observations. Now obviously we can see that this is the answer, but still understand. So this is not correct. Range is not correct because the range only considers highest and lowest observation, not all observations. Okay, so wrong. Quartile deviation is not the first, so that is also wrong. So B is the correct answer. Next, 68. The relationship between two variables x and y is given by 4x plus, I hope the video is not lagging. Yeah, it's not. Is given by this. If median of x is 20, then what is median of y? I have uploaded a special video on change of origin and change of scale for measures of central tendency and measures of dispersion and measures of correlation and regression. That is very useful because a lot of questions in statistics are based on that. Okay, but for those who know, like I said, this is the shortcut video, right? So median is affected by both change of origin and change of scale. So what we'll do, we'll just put the value of x here because it is affected by everything. So 4 into 20 minus 10y is equal to 20. So 80 minus 10y is equal to 20. That means 10y is equal to 60. So y is equal to 6. Option D is the correct answer for question 68. Okay, next 69. Which of the following is not a measure of dispersion? So, I mean, this should not have been a question. I mean, I'll not even explain it. D is the correct answer. 70 mode is what? Again, most frequent value C. Most obvious answer. Next, 71. Median of these observations is. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If there are 10 observations, median will be 10 plus 1 by 2. That is 5.5th value. Right? So that is exactly between 5th and 6th observation. So let's take 5th plus 6th and let's take their average. Now don't forget to go by ascending order. So lowest observation is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is 67 and 6th observation is 72. Right? So 67 plus 72 by 2 is how much? 69.5. A is the correct answer for question number 71. Okay. Next. If the sum of square of the value, it should be sum of squares of values equals 3390. That is sum of squares of values, that is squares of x. So summation x square is 3390. number of observations are 30, and standard deviation is 7. Then what is mean of above observations? Above set of observations. Okay. What is formula of standard deviation? Square root of summation x square upon n minus x bar square. Right. So let's take square of both sides. So 49 is equal to, this root sign will go away, 3390 by 30 minus x bar square. So 3390 by 30 is what? 113. So x bar square is what? 113 minus 49. How much is that? 64. So x bar square is 64. That means x bar is 8. Option C is the correct answer for 72. Next, 73. The mean annual salary of all employees in a company is 25,000. Mean salary of male and female employees is 27 and 17,000 respectively. Find percentage of males and females employed by the company. Now there is a very good shortcut for this. I have uploaded a special video on this. You can go through that. I'll share the link in the comments or description. There's a very good shortcut. If combined mean is 25,000 and separate means are 27 and 17, then the only thing that you have to do is take difference. 27 and 25 difference is 2000. Let's say 2. And difference between 25 and 17 is 8. And then reverse it. So 8 is to 2 is your answer. That is 80-20, option D. That's it. If variance of random variable x is 18, then what is variance of this? If variance is 18, that means SD is root 18. Okay. Now SD is affected only by positive value of change of scale. What is change of scale? Whatever you add and subtract is change of origin. So ignore that. Whatever you multiply or divide is change of scale. So change of scale is 2. So new SD of y will become 2 into root 18. We want what? Variance or SD? We want variance. Variance will be square. So square of this. So 2 square is 4. Root 18 square is 18. So 4 into 18 is 72. Option D is the correct answer for question number 74. Next. 75. If variance of given data is 12 and their mean value is 40, then what is CV? Okay, CV is SD, that is root 12 upon mean into 100, right? So just do it on your calculator. That's it. 12 root divided by 40 into 100. 8.66 or option D, 8.65. 76. In a given set, if all data are of same value, then variance would be. Now understand, variance is measure of what? Dispersion. Dispersion means how much spread out the data is. If everything is same, then it is not spread out. If it is not spread out, that means it is 0. So A is the correct answer. If arithmetic mean between two numbers is 5, geometric mean is 4, then what is the value of harmonic mean? Now understand, there is a relationship between AM, GM, HM, but it only works if there are two numbers. So it can work here. There are two numbers, then it will work. What is the relationship? GM square is equal to AM into HM. Or rather, understand, geometric mean is the geometric mean between AM and HM. Geometric mean is the geometric mean between AM and HM. So fine. So GM square is what? 4 square 16 is equal to AM into HM. So HM will be 16 by 5, that is 3.2, option A. Okay. Next, 78. Average age of 15 students in a class is 9 years. Out of them, average age of 5 students is 13 years and 8 students is 5 years. What is average of remaining 2 students? Okay, understand? Average age of 15 students is 9 years. That means they are saying average is 9 for 15 students, right? So what is sum of age of everyone? 15 into 9, that is 135. From this, they are saying for 5 students, average is 13. So what will be their total? 13 into 5, that is 65. Let's subtract it. So minus 65. Then for 8 students, average is 5 years. So 8 into 5, 40. Let's subtract it. So for remaining students, total will be what? 135 minus 65 minus 40, that is 30. How many students are remaining? 2 students. So for 2 students, total is 30. That means their average is 30 by 2, which is 15. Option D. Okay. Fine. Next. 79. Ticket numbered 1 to 20 are mixed up and then a ticket is drawn at random. What is the probability that the ticket drawn bears a number which is multiple of 3 or 7? Okay, you don't need to go to anything, AP, permutations, combinations. for this question, because they have given only 1 to 20, right, that we can count on our fingers. So 1 to 20, how many are multiples of 3? 1, 2, 3, 3, 6, 9, 12. Then 3 into 6 is 18, right? So there are 6 numbers in total. So 6 numbers. How many numbers are divisible by 7? 7 and 14, 2 numbers. Are there any numbers which are divisible by 3 and 7 both? No, because 3 into 7 is 21, which is outside 20. So there are 8 numbers out of 20. So 8 by 20 is the correct answer, which is 4 by 10 or 2 by 5, option B. Okay, next, 80. The probability that is that a leap year has 53 Sundays is, okay, just give me a minute. Yes. Probability that a leap year has 53 Sundays. Leap year has how many days? 366. Okay. That is, if you see 52 weeks is how much? 52 into 7. Check. 364 days. So can I say it is 52 weeks plus 2 days. Now, when can you have 53 Sundays? If that Sunday is in these extra 2 days, right? If that Sunday is in these extra 2 days, then we can have 53 Sundays. What is the probability that Sunday will be in those extra 2 days? That means Sunday either has to be on that first day, day 1, probability of that is 1 by 7, or it has to be on second day, again 1 by 7, or is plus, or, and this is very important, or is plus and is multiplied by. So first day or second day, 1 by 7 plus 1 by 7, so C is the correct answer. Next, if 3 coins are tossed simultaneously, what is the probability of getting 2 heads together? Okay. 3 coins are tossed simultaneously. If there are 3 coins, for each coin there are 2 possibilities, right? 2 possibilities and 2 and 2. So total is 8. So first of all, denominator is 8. We want 2 heads. So we can just count it manually also. So it can be HHT, HTH or THH. So 3 by 8, option D is the correct answer. Next, 82. Before going to 82, they are saying probability of getting 2 heads together. Okay. Now the question is a bit ambiguous, because together means we don't know what is the sequence of coins, right? But if they mean that it should be together, then there are only 2 cases out of 8. So in that case, 2 by 8, this will be the answer. But I feel 3 by 8 is more logical, because how will we define together, right? We don't know which coin is tossed when or which coin falls where. So together is what we don't know, right? So forget about it. 3 by 8 is more logical, I feel. A class consists of 10 boys and 20 girls, of which half the boys and half the girls have blue eyes. Find the probability that a student chosen at random is a boy and has blue eyes. Okay. So and is multiplication. So student chosen at random is a boy. What is probability of that? 10 out of 30, right? 10 out of 30. That is 1 by 3. And that boy has blue eyes. What is the probability of that? They are saying half the boys have blue eyes, right? So half. So 1 by 3 and 1 by 2, that is 1 by 6 is the correct answer, option A. Next, 83. A machine is made of 2 parts A and B. The manufacturing process of each part is such that probability of defective in part A is 0.08, part B is 0.05. What is the probability that assembled part will not have any defect? That means A is also not defective and B is also not defective. So A is 0.08. So A dash is what? 1 minus 0.08, which is 0.92, and is into, and 0.05, so it will be 0.95. So 0.92 into 0.95, that will be 0.874, option D. And or is very important. Next, 84. If P of A is 1 by 3, P of B is 3 by 4, P of A and B, that is A intersection B is 1 by 6, then what is probability of A given B? Straightforward question, because formula of probability of A given B is what? Probability of A intersection B upon probability of B. We have everything. So 1 by 6 by 3 by 4, right? Or 1 by 6 into 4 by, so what is that? 4 by 18, 0.2222. So if you go by options also, 2 by 9 is also 0.2222. So option B is the correct answer. Okay, 2 by 9. Next, 85. If a number is selected at random from first 50 natural numbers, what will be the probability that the selected number is a multiple of 3 and 4? 3 and 4, 3 and 4 both. What numbers are multiples of 3 and 4 both? What is 3 into 4? 12, right? If you observe, 12 is the first number which is multiple of both 3 and 4, right? So everything which is in table of 12, 12, 24, 36, 48, that will be the multiple of 3 and 4. So how many such numbers are there below 50? 12, 24, 36, 48, 4 out of 50. So what? 2 out of 25, B is the correct answer. Okay, next. 86, if the first quartile is 56, Q1, third quartile is 77, Q3, then coefficient of quartile deviation is, again a straightforward question because the formula is this, right? So numerator is what? Sorry, 77 minus 56, 21 by 77 plus, sorry, 133. My calculator is not working for some reason. Let me just check. Yeah. So 21 by 133 into 100, 15.78, option B. Next, skewness of normal distribution is. Skewness is how skewed something is, means how leaning it is towards left or right if we draw it in a graph. So, if something is like this is a graph of Poisson distribution. Okay, we say that it is positively skewed. If something is like this, we say that it is negatively skewed. If something is exactly symmetric as in mirror image, if we divide it in half, then we say that it is not skewed, skewness is 0. Next, if Poisson distribution says that probability of x is equal to 2 is same as probability that x is equal to 3, then what is standard deviation? Okay, I have uploaded a shortcut video on this also, because in such cases you don't have to solve anything. Understand, if you have consecutive numbers in Poisson distribution, if you have consecutive numbers and their probability is same, then this is m. Okay, always remember that. If you have consecutive numbers and their probability is same, then that is m, because that is how we calculate mode. Okay, so 3 is m, so m is also variance, right? So variance is 3, so standard deviation will be root 3, option A. Next, 89, standard deviation of binomial distribution is root NPQ, because variance is NPQ. Again, next, speed of bikes follow normal distribution model with a mean of 80 km per hour and standard deviation of 9.4 per hour. Find probability that a bike picked at random is traveling at more than 95 kilometers per hour. Okay. Understand, we want probability that speed is more than 95. Let's convert it to a standard normal distribution. How do we convert to a standard normal distribution? We convert it by subtracting mean, or let's say mu, and dividing by standard deviation. So that is 95 minus mean, average is 80, divided by standard deviation is 9.4. This is nothing but z, so I can write it as probability that z is greater than 95 minus 80 is 15 by 9.4, which is 1.59 or 1.6, because that is what they have given, right? So obviously that was going to be your answer, but still you need to confirm, right, in such cases at least. Now this is, understand, if we draw graph of that distribution, mean is what, 80, and we are at 95. They have given that value as 0.4452. So obviously think logically, they have not given this value. Why? Because this will be more than 0.5, because this half itself is 0.5, right? That means logically, which value have they given? They have given this value, which is 0.4452. Okay. So we know that this half of the normal distribution is 0.5. So we want greater than 95. Greater than 95 is what? This part. So 0.5 minus 0.4452, that is 0.0548, option A. That's it. The equations of two lines of regression are this and this. Let me erase the disturbance. Find the correlation coefficient between x and y. Okay. For this, we'll first have to assume one line as x on y, another line as y on x. Okay. If this line is x on y, let's rearrange it. X is equal to what? We get x is equal to minus 3y minus 7 divided by 4, right? So we can say that x is equal to minus 3 by 4y minus 7 by 4. That means this is bxy. Okay. And for this we'll have to arrange y is equal to what? Now think and directly try to write the answer. Will it be minus 3 by 4x minus 8 by 4, right? That means this will be b by x. Now what will be bxy into b by x? Minus 3 by 4 into minus 3 by 4. That is 0.75 into 0.75, which is 0.5625, right? Now we know that bxy into b by x is r square, right? So r square will be what? Minus 3 by 4 into minus 3 by 4, or minus 3 by 4 square, or minus 9 by 16. Will not write minus for r square, but it will be 9 by 16, right? 9 by 16 is what? 0.5625. This is r square. So r will be what? Root of this, which is 0.75 or 3 by 4. But we'll have to write as negative 0.75. Why? Because both of the regression coefficients are negative. So A is the correct answer, 91. Now if we had assumed opposite, we would have got r square greater than 1. We would have got, okay, but we did not get it like that. So we got the correct answer on first try. Next, 92. Regression equations are this. What is mean of x and y? Mean is nothing but the simultaneous equation solution of this, right? So you can just solve this, or you can put the values, anything is fine, right? If you put minus 1, that means minus 2 minus 3 plus 1 is 0, not correct. Minus 1 and 1, so minus 2 plus 3 plus 1 is equal to 0, that is not correct. 1 and minus 1, so 2 minus 3 plus 1 is 0, that is correct. Then 5 minus 6 plus 1 is 0, correct. So C is the correct answer for 92. Next, 93. If byx is 0.5, bxy is 0.45, then what is correlation coefficient? We just solved it, right? It will be root of 0.5 into, what is it? 0.47d. Okay, so next is question 94. Coefficient of rank correlation between ranking of following 6 students in 2 subjects, maths and stats is. This is the only question where there is some lengthy calculation, not too much, but still some. First of all, what is formula of rank correlation coefficient? 1 minus 6 summation d square upon n. N is 6 here, right? So 6 into 6 square minus 1, 36 minus 1 is 35. Okay. What is d square? D is square of d is difference between the ranks, and d square is the square of them. So for that we'll need to find ranks first. Let's say that these are scores. So this person will have first rank. Let me write in some different color. First rank, second rank, third, fourth, 5, 6. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. I hope there is no mistake here. Now this part you should do on calculator only. How will we do that? Difference 6 minus 3 square, so into equal to, and m plus 4 minus 4 into equal to m plus 2 minus 1 into equal to m plus 5 minus 2 into equal to m plus 3 minus 6 into equal to m plus 1 minus 5 into equal to m plus. When you press MRC you get 44. So this is 44, 6 will be cancelled. So 44 by 35 is what? Sorry, 44 by 35 is 1.2571. So 1 minus 1.2571 will be negative 0.2571 or negative 0.26. Option A is the correct answer for 94. If y is the dependent variable and x is the independent variable, and SD of x and y are 5 and 8 respectively, and coefficient of correlation between x and y is 0.8, find the regression coefficient of y on x. Okay. Now, technically for solving this question, you can skip this part, okay? Because they were actually already given us what to find. Regression coefficient of y and x means what? Byx, that's it. So you want to find byx. Now, obviously for this you need to know the formula. There should be ideally, that is what I tell in my regular batch. You will also see this in recorded lectures, the revision batches and free batches that I have uploaded, that you need to create a formula notebook, because that is something that is going to help you till your exams. Okay, because if you just keep on reading it daily once, then you will be so good in formulas that you will not need to specifically remember anything. Okay, what is byx? Using this r, coefficient of correlation is r, right? And we have SD of x and SD of y. So using that, we have one formula which is r sigma y upon sigma x, right? So you can directly find it. Sorry. pointed into 8 by 5, that is what 1.28. Option B is the correct answer for question number 95. Next, 96. Fisher's index number is called as ideal index number because it satisfies time reversal, factor reversal, both, right? Pure theory question, not circular. Fine. From the following data, construct the index number by last payers method. Okay. For last payers, base year quantity is the weight, right? Fine. So we'll need this P1Q0 divided by P0Q0, that is this 83, right? Sorry. Yes, 83. So how much is that? 106 by 83 into 100. That is 127.71. Option D is the correct answer for question number 97. Next, question number 98. Which index measures the change from month to month in cost of a representative basket of goods and services of the type bought by a typical household? Typical household, so that is the retail price index which we use, not the wholesale price index WPI. And these are just methods, right? So I don't know why they have framed the question like this. These are just methods. This is a type of index number, retail price index. Okay. If Fisher's index is 150 and Pasteur's is 144, then what is last pairs? We know that what Fisher's is what? This, right? Geometric mean of last pairs and Pasteur's. We'll just find that, right? So if we take square, 150 square divided by 144, 150 is 0.25, option B. That, right? Next, last. In price index, when a new commodity is required to be added, which of the following index is used? Okay, again, I mean, this is not the correct framing of question. Which of the following index is used? That is not the correct way to frame it. Okay. What is done? That is what they're asking. Now, splicing a price index means, to splice something means to connect to disconnected indices. No, that is not what we are doing. We are adding a quantity, we are adding a new commodity. So no. Deflating, that means adjusting it for inflation or any effect. No. Value price index, that has no meaning in this context. Shifted price index, that is what they probably mean. Again, like I said, this is not a correct way of framing the question. So shifting means what? They are just, see, when you add a new commodity to a price index, you will have to add it to every year, even base year, right? So you have to shift the price index to some different base, because now the old price index will not work. Because if you just add new commodity to this year and not to base year, then it will not match. So index will be of no use. So you have to shift it to a new index. So shifted price index, right? Like I said, not too logical. Okay, so I hope this was useful to everyone. Let me know in comments if you have any doubts, and do subscribe to the channel if you like it, because I keep on adding a lot of MCQ, MTPs and exercise videos. Fine, so let's stop here for today. Bye everyone.